Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, July 4th, Independence Day, 2023, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Many people on the planet at this time are in a stressful, worry, emotional tug and pull. And the interesting thing about all of us is that everything that we are perceiving or receiving or seeing or hearing or speaking is created by us. Nothing else. It's created by us. And it's a decision that each of us make, is to own the fact that every single worried thought that we have is being generated by you. You are the one creating it, and so you are the one who can stop creating it. If you don't take responsibility for it, you cannot stop it. It's simply investigate what is happening inside, and you'll see that your mind is focusing on what it does not want to think, have, do, imagine, feel, experience, or manifest when you take responsibility for this. Knowing that you are the master and authority of your next thought process and can simply choose to focus on whatever you want to focus on. You begin investing your time and energy into something fun, uplifting, trustworthy, and new. Now, how many of us on the planet know this is a big guess. It's empowering to know that we can imagine anything we want at any time, and that new thought process will impact our experience of reality. What if all your time was spent focusing on what you do want to manifest? And this means this is everything, not just financial. It's everything. Instead of being invested in visualizing, we can strengthen our mental discipline and focus. When the reins of the mind are too loose or too tight, those wild worry horses inside will go crazy, trample all over your life. Every day we need to strengthen our spiritual connection to our innermost being. This manifests through opening our heart to nature and creating roots in spiritual trust with wings of divine curiosity. When we simply trust that this life is always guiding us towards a greater and higher good, we can rest easy inside. We can remain open and curious each day along the journey and allow the spiritual goodness to find us wherever we may be. Those of us who have been playing this, everything's a game. And those of us who have been playing the worrying game for years might have turned into a worry zombie. If we feel we are not used to trusting in life, feel numb to love, lightness, joy, or orgasmic pleasure, we could have become a zombie. To step out of the zombie zone, pull back strong on your mind's reins and steer those crazy horses back into the soft green pleasure pastures of the heart. Hold the mind firm on the energy and feeling of trust. Feel that one positive thing that you love in this life is here now, and give it all of your appreciation. Devote yourself to trusting life. And repeal and feel all day long that you are now trusting life. Be committed to living in a state of wonder. This inner devotion to you will change everything for the better. Using our breath to expand out of our worried minds and enhance our positive state of being. It literally takes 30 seconds to make this change. 30 seconds. Just inhale slowly for 10 seconds. Hold your breath for 10 seconds. And exhale slowly for 10 seconds. Feeling trusting energy is growing inside. Practice this breath cycle for 3 minutes. You'll find yourself entering a very calming, centered state of mind with a peaceful, still awareness. If you cannot find a few minutes to breathe, just even take one long, deep breath into your heart the moment this worry creeps in. You'll create a more expansive, relaxed sensation in the chest, and you'll be able to instantly step back from the worried mind. Be aware that awareness is always the main core ingredient needed for creating a worry-free mind. Anytime you find your mind beginning to worry about anything, retreat back into what is aware. Step back into the ever-present witness of the mind. Be the observer. Be the one watching the thoughts float by without participating in their drama or story. Witnessing means having no attachment to the outcome. This is one of the most essential and instantly effective worry-reversing habits you can practice. Currently move your head out of the land of Worryville forever. You'll want to take a long, deep, honest look at what your personal worry issues are typically about. Why are you so attached to these particular issues and not those other things? Get curious about the subtleties around this worry habit, and you'll find out what your innermost fears are and why they are there. Explore, investigate, then digest what your soul is truly longing to experience. Get to know yourself more deeply and intimately. You must understand the different forms of false security your ego is reaching for and why. If you ever want to fully relax into your spiritual essence and truly be free from this perpetual search for safety the ego is craving, so are you ready to create a worry-free mind? Make this simple commitment to explore what it's like to replace worry with wonder for the next 7 days of your life. Turn this into a fun, empowering new assignment that you are curious about doing. Be devoted to experiencing what this life is like, being full of inquisitive awe and wonder. Write down what results manifest in your life from abiding in this stable of perpetual curiosity. Take notes on how your heart feels about the end of each day. Just by wondering, you'll see new positive opportunities and people tend to manifest in your life, and that you're naturally having more fun in this life with this open and enlightened state of mind. The only one that any of us, the only one that we should be following or obeying are from within. We understand that life is God. God is life. The only truth that we will ever have had, ever beyond and forever, is within. We learn that love is prayer. And this, it sounds like, some people, they get confused, like emptiness is the door to truth. It is the means, the end, and the achievement. We aren't waiting for life. Life is here and now. To be fully awake, to live our lives fully awake, is paramount. And we've been taught everything, almost everything opposite, lifetime after lifetime. You've got to fight the current. You've got to fight it. You don't go with it, you fight it. Most of us on this planet fight the current. We never stop. In fact, we don't even know we're fighting the current. We've been doing it so long. Grimacing, pulling, grabbing. What would happen if we just went with the flow of the current? Right away, there'd be a huge difference. It's like why would we swim when we can just float? When we surrender our lives, we choose to choice, everything goes with it. All attachments, all expectations, everything, you surrender it. It's not like you're quitting life. It's not like you're doing damage. You're surrendering to life, which means you no longer fight it. Most of us fight life. Are we aware of it? No, we are not aware of fighting life. We fight the life that we live because we believe that the life that we live isn't good enough. So we fight it. We fight the way we look. We fight the way we live. We fight the way we love. We fight the way we're happy. We fight the way of joy. We fight it. Now, it's interesting, isn't it, when someone has a disease and they're told to fight it, right? Instead of surrendering to it. That's when the power of the God that we are within the body comes out. And see, this is connected to, if you were to die each moment so that you are renewed each moment, people think dying means totally, there's different explanations for it, and definitions. But you surrender your life, you surrender everything in the life. You die. And you're immediately in the next moment reborn. We seek things that already are. We seek things that already are. And that which is. Stop and see for yourself. If we were to gather, say, 8,500 people that were of like mind, that believed they were the God within. To surrender life. What do you think would happen? That this 8,500 people would be aware, to a certain extent, awake. They knew that the etherical, astral, the spiritual road is our true path. Within 24 hours, collectively, unified, 8,500 of us, and deep meditation would totally transform this planet. Totally transform it. All conflict, hatred, and war would disappear, vanish. All evil, pure evil, vileness, vanish. Hatred, death, destruction, vanish. Worry, stress, fear, vanish. We wouldn't exist. We wouldn't live in the material physical world anymore. Yes, of course, we would know that it's there, but we will have chosen to live in the now with the God that we are within these bodies. It's our choice of discovery when we begin to discover these things for ourselves. And we move. The power of the God that we are within, once discovered, cannot be forgotten, cannot be ignored. And then we truly embrace the love that we all are. When you interact with those who are asleep, that have just an entirely different perspective on life, living, all you can do is love them. Saturate them in love. Not judgment, ridicule. But love. Doesn't mean you have to run around hugging everybody, but you can send the intent out to the universe that you permeate, saturate, and flood every being on this planet, head to toe, inside and out, 24/7. And you send that wave out. And it will affect all 8+ billion of us on this planet. And not in a negative way by far. No matter how you slice it, dice it, whip it, mix it, it's all about the God within these bodies. It isn't about the material physical world. It's like you're in this massive space and you see this kind of a circle, a container, right? That's all it's there. You see this space, and you see this container. It looks like a ball. And you open the door, walk inside, and there's the material physical world. Some of us decide to not stay in there. That, yeah, you know, and that we know we created it collectively, so we visit it from time to time. But we don't live there. And we know that our true home is the God within these bodies. If you were to take a day and just sit and contemplate through the breath, through focusing only on the breath moment to moment, heart, the space between heartbeats, see how long you can stay there before the ego mind starts to try to pull you out with thoughts that aren't yours. And when it does happen, you're cognizant and aware to the fact that says, okay, this is the ego mind trying to get me out of the now. It doesn't exist in the now. That's why it wants me out of it. Say, its best buddy and friend that it controls lifetime after lifetime doesn't like the fact that you have woken up to the extent that you have decided to go within and embrace the God that you are and gape eternal love. And then you just flip right back to focusing on the breath, in the moment, being still, and listening. That's it. It doesn't get any simpler than that. And it's not negative that the ego mind is going to try everything it can to pull you out of that. I mean, shoving thought after thought after thought at you to entice you to step out of it and back into the physical material world is prevalent. But once you're in the heart-mind, and you know you're in the heart-mind, you have dropped into the heart-mind out of the head, the ego-mind, and you're watching, you're leaving the ego-mind alone, you're watching it, that's how you learn. That's how you learn to master it. And all it wants to do is master you. Tell you what to do, how to respond, how to react. Everything. Now, the ego mind prepares us for this transition. We've already been there and done that more than once. Lived as a slave to the ego mind. Now we want to be master of the ego mind. Where it is the student, and we are the teacher. It was the teacher forever. We decide that now we are the teacher, it is the student. We are the master. It is our servant. And these are all doorways. Sitting in front of you, standing in front of you. And they're all fanned out in front of you. There's different doorways. They all lead to the same place. That's the God that you are. So there really isn't much confusion. You either are or you're not. And when you're not, it is an illusion. And then when you discover that you're the God, that's the only real thing. Everything else is an illusion. Conjured up by the ego mind. How many of us on this day right? Form of celebration. How many of us could sit and do nothing all day long and focus on our breath and embrace the gods that we are in the body and learn more about the ego mind in that one day than we ever have? And so what happens? You're the master. You begin to learn how to navigate. Love is our true essence. Love has no limitations of caste, religion, race, or nationality. We are all beads strung together on the same thread of love. To awaken this unity and to spread to others the love that is our inherent nature is the true goal of human life. Amachi. It is, we've been trained and pre-programmed to be so visual. So what we do is we look at the physical before anything else. I mean, we attend the physical. We make judgment on the physical. We make judgment on the appearance. Judgment of the actions of that body, physical, material. So we're judging instead of loving. So when you say, I love all life forms on this planet, head to toe, inside and out. And when you can send it genuinely through the heart mind, it will completely shift you. You're looking at someone, you're in the crowd or whatever, and you become agitated. Somebody's agitating you, everybody might be agitating you. And you focus on the breath, you take a couple of breaths, and you say, that's the material physical, the physical body. But inside that physical body is the God. That God is connected to my God, the God within my body, and so on and so forth. This is why when I talk about going within and learning and understanding that all the material physical is a complete illusion that you've created for yourself in this life, and you continue to create on an ongoing basis, not intermittently, but all the time, 24/7. So you focus on your breath. And then the different perspective comes into view. You say, these are all gods. They're part of me. I'm part of them. The body is temporary. Our true selves are omnipotently powerful immortal beings. You can go even further, immortal supreme beings. And none of it is ego mind. None of it. It's heart mind. And slowly but surely, we decide that, hey, you know what? I'm going to spend most of my time within. There's nothing outside of me that I should pursue. Everything, all the answers are within me. Why would I go out there when I know that everything is within and there's nothing out there that we haven't been exposed to lifetime after lifetime, experienced lifetime after lifetime? I mean, we've been kids, we've been babies, we've been kids, we've been male, we've been female, we've been grandparents, we've been great-grandparents, we've been great-great-great-grandparents, we've been brown, we've been yellow, we've been white, we've been red. We've experienced all of these things. Not just once either. Haven't you ever felt kind of like there's something there and it's not outside of you? There's something there within you. And you feel it more and more. You aren't sure what it is, but there's something there within that you feel is actually watching you. I'm not talking about paranoia or that stuff. That's ego mind. But that you know that whatever it is that you sense is watching you. That when things give you a heads up, you begin to understand that there's a message here, exclusively for me. When you become more aware, you notice these things. The universe sends them to you. Like, for instance, you go through the course of the day. Let's say that you see three times ambulances, okay? And no particular reason. You just happen to be looking or being at some place at a certain time, and you see ambulances, and 1, 2, 3. It's the universe telling you to make sure you take care of yourself. Reminding you. Anything that you see, nobody, I'm not talking about everybody else. Because you could ask people, did you see that? They go, see what? You see, I'm talking about you. So when you see things, whatever they may be in threes, it is a message from the universe. Kind of giving us a heads up. See, when we don't go with the flow, we fight the current. We fight it. When we want something, we want something. We get upset if we don't get it. We are not here to suffer. We never were. We never came here to suffer. Right? Ever. We have suffered and suffered and suffered and suffered and suffered. We don't care to suffer anymore. There's no reason for it. In other words, we don't care to create our own suffering. In there. By discovering the God that is within this body and who and what we truly are, we begin to what? Experience joy, bliss, happiness, peace. And we get this wonderful feeling that comes bubbling up the center of our chest. Doesn't last long, but it's there. And it's wonderful. It's the God that you are in that body. You can sit around until you're blue in the face and say, people do it. They talk about all the doom and gloom and all the stuff happening and where is it going to, and, are we going to be, is this going to be a country or are we going to be somewhere else or are we all going to die? And, it goes on and on and on. But that's a choice. And the more they focus on it, the more they create for themselves. So now here's an example. When any of us focus on something for any length of period of time, we focus on the fact that it's doom and gloom and it's only getting worse, and we focus on that. And someone else over here is focused on what? Higher frequency, higher harmonics of peace, joy, love, happiness, excitement on the life that they have chosen to live. Now, do those two, because higher harmonics, higher vibrational frequency, over here, and fifth dimension, and over here, third dimension, do they interact with each other? No. Do they see each other? No. There's a 3D world, there's a 4D world, there's a 5D world, there's a 6D, 7D, 8D, 9D, 10D, 11D, 12D. Because of where we take our vibrational frequency. That's how powerful we are. So once we get it down, once we actually dive in deeply and we discover who and what we really are, what do you think is going to happen? We're going to move more into bliss, all of our worries, fears, and it's the truth. See, again, we've been taught, oh, no, that's a pipe dream. That could never happen. Okay. Well, anything's possible, right? And when you put two and two together, and you understand that you're in five density, high frequency, because of your intent to be there. You just keep increasing your vibrational frequency. Your life changes, and people come into it. When years ago, they used to give seminars about building network. And the purpose of it is that every day, meet someone new. Every day, meet someone new. And now, obviously, a lot of people, this was like 50 years ago, about 50? Yeah, about 50 years ago. And a lot of people actually did that. They would meet a new person every day, interact with them, exchange ideas, but they would grow, experience. And the people that came in would grow and experience. And you build this network, and the network lasts through time because you're always active in the network one way, shape, form, or another. You're never not, whether it's slow and easy or fast-paced, but it's never in a hurry. And you form the network, and then you have a network of people that grows. You might start off with 3 people. Next thing you know, you have 100, 200, 300, 400. It keeps growing, excuse me. And in that, you learn how powerful a network of other gods is. Not necessarily are they focused completely on the God that they are within the body, but as time progresses, they will be. If you were to ask somebody, how many really good friends do you have? Right? That will give you the shirt off their back, drop everything if you call them and need them to help you with something. They won't hesitate to be there for you. Some people, majority of people, can't even count one. And literally, it's been stated in so many ways over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, thousands of years. When you help others, you help yourself. But the big part is that when you discover who and what you are within that body, and you've surrendered everything, then you're on fire to help others. When you actually love yourself deeply and eternally, with all the good, all the bad, all that you're made of, then you're going to be able to love anybody else outside of you. So many of us have been trained to look outside of ourselves, always looking out there, over the mountain, over the ridge, in this part of the world, that part of the world. You're going to find yourself. You're going to find this. You're going to find that. May for temporarily. But until you discover the spirituality that you are, you're always going to be looking for the answers outside. When we discover the answers, we're good to go, because we discovered them within. And it's so wonderful within that we stay within. Again, it doesn't mean that you're going up to a mountain and living in a cave. It means that you are not full-timing the material physical world, nor do you ever intend to. That it's entertainment, you understand that you have been instrumental in creating that entertainment. And you have really no intention or desire to be at full-time. Then you're part-time, right? So you go down to the pool, you say, hey, I'm going to take a swim. Might be at night, might be nobody around. Might be in the middle of the day because you want a bunch of people around, see? So you choose to say, if you're a night swimmer and you go and you get in the pool and it's real quiet, slight breeze, and you're just floating in the pool, taking in the magnificence of the God that you are within that body. See, this is where we go when we do things on the out there. We go within. And the exterior, all of the stuff that we've created, assists us in that. It guides us into knowing the true joy, happiness, peace that we are so desperately trying to locate outside of ourselves is permanently within us. You can laugh for no reason at all. Your laughter is within. Your joy is within. Your gratitude is within. Does it make any sense? We enter these bodies, and what do we do? What do we do, most of us? We go through life because we're pre-programmed by other people's thoughts, the human psyche, which is the society of the planet, the people. And we usually, after so long, move into worry, stress, fear. And it's like you say to them, has anybody ever said to you that, hey, come on, take a break. Let's just hang out, do nothing. Wouldn't that be great? And then you go, well, I got to get this stuff done. I got to get it done. See how we're always being pushed? I'm not talking about saying you're never going to do anything. The universe sends you things, you act upon them or you don't. But for the most part, you just you surrender. No, I'm just going to hang out. I'm going to enjoy doing nothing. And you're not going to feel guilty about it. And you're not going to feel weird about it. Because all that is the ego mind saying, nah, you got to, come on, you got to get this done. Get it done. Once this civilization comes to full grips with the understanding that it is the omnipotently powerful, supreme, immortal being within this body, I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, without a question, with total trust, faith, and confidence, then you're going to see a lot of magical things happen on this planet. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath, slow, in through the nose. And an easy, slow breath out of the mouth. Remain still. This is a massive galactic universe all around us. Did you realize that there is this huge field of space and energy that is all around you right now? It reaches as far as your eyes can see and then goes 10 trillion light years further than that and more. Just to reach the next closest star in our own Milky Way galaxy, you would need to travel at 186 miles per second for the next 4 years. And scientists now know that the universe is overflowing with life. I bet you didn't know that there are over 300 billion stars or suns with over 10,000 plus planets in our own galaxy. What are the chances that one of these planets contains some highly intelligent form of life? What's even more fascinating is that there are over 100 trillion galaxies out there in this universe alone. If each galaxy has 10,000 planets, the potentiality that life exists out there is much greater than it not. Einstein even said that statistically at least 20 planets in every galaxy will have life that is more technologically advanced than our own. So when you look out into the deep, dark sky at night, you look in every direction, you can and know here is some form of life. There is some form of life out there, way far out there. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here Wednesday, July 5, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call, and 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our time for change call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on around you. Happy 4th of July.